Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going.
The 13th day of 2023.
March 2023, so the 13th day of March. 13th day of March 2023. My name is MC Kalia, and welcome to the Morning Glory Show. I don't know, mbona tunaanza na mix up kidogo. Nonetheless, welcome to this particular broadcast, and this is the Morning Glory Show. It is the most comprehensive talk show in Kenya today, and obviously when it's Monday on this particular show, then we touch on issues that affect our politics, governance, and the law. And the state of the nation today focuses on Uasin Gishu County. We ask ourselves a big question: why so many scandals within a short time? Why are we seeing so much of something that looks like corruption or conmanship from this particular region? And to help us try answer that question is Mr. Abraham Misoi. He is actually a governance expert. We expected to have more than one panelist, but then somehow we haven't managed to get them this morning. So we only have Mr. Abraham Misoi on set. He's a governance expert, and we are going to have this particular conversation with him. But then before we come there, allow me to remind you that we are coming live from Dawi Afrique Photography. Dawi Afrique Photography is situated in Eldoret at a place called Zan Mall. So the next time you need somebody to document those nice memories for you, then remember to work with Dawi Afrique Photography. Then there are those people who usually ask me, where do you get your shirts? I get my shirts from D-Square Fashion House. So if you want to have such nice shirts, then consider walking into D-Square Fashion House. Then also, secondly, make sure that at the end of it all, if you have passion in fashion, then you can enroll at D-Square School of Fashion Design and Tailoring. It is the best institution in town at the moment. It is the institution with the most affordable prices for your tuition fees. And at the end of it all, you are also able to practice and master your skills at the D-Square Fashion House, because the Fashion House is just adjacent to the school. Both D-Square Fashion House and the school, or rather the School of Design and Tailoring, are situated at the 4th floor of Ketia's building in Eldoret. Ketia's building is situated right at the CBD of Eldoret town. Now let's talk about a beautiful town. And Misoi, this is something that you realize that we had prepared a bench for 3. Unfortunately, we have one man on the bench. Maybe we'll have to explain that some other day. But then now, what can we say? How did we end up here? Say hi to our viewers.
Good morning, everyone. As Kalia said, my name is Abraham Misoi, governance expert, but all in all, general issues around governance within Kenya and beyond. And I'm glad to be here. Unfortunately, that I'm just sitting alone. I thought we'll have a conversation that perhaps can help us to understand better about this issue. I don't want to call it conmanship, but perhaps it's something that went wrong in a way. Let's call it was meant for the good of our people, but unfortunately, in one way or the other, perhaps we have some miscommunication, misinformation, which is the think of now, that we want to see, is it really what people think, or is it we have more information that we would want to know that perhaps will help us to clear the air and put things into perspective as a county? And
Bwana Misoi, thank you so much for making time to be with us. Of course, I was even asking my producer, what would have happened if all the guests decided to do what the others have done? But then, thank you so much for being bold enough to come. And also, after coming, you've said, let's go live. Because I was like, okay, how do we go live with one person to talk about a whole saga? Nonetheless, you've been here for quite some time. You've seen things. I've seen you in so many trainings for leaders. So that means that you understand how these things should be happening. Before even come to the two, I would say, scandals, or rather the two trending issues in Uasin Gishu County, how would such a project, let's talk about the one for Finland or even the one for First Choice. First of all, we have two issues here. There is the Finland one. It came directly from the county. There is the First Choice one. It's gone, okay, it was a private affair. It's gone all the way to the county assembly. It's been talked about. A committee has discussed it. There's been actually conclusion that maybe there were errors and there were things that didn't go as they were supposed to go. But then at the end of it all, not much seems to be happening. In a proper setup, then let's start with the First Choice. The First Choice issue. In a proper setup, what should have happened?
I would Kali, I would want to dwell on that because when I looked at First Choice, this is a private entity. And a private entity for me is more or less like they are in business. And when they're in business, again, as a person, as a client, as a customer, when you go into somebody's enterprise or premises and they are in business, perhaps you should know what exactly do you want from them. And you should understand that there are perhaps some processes, some structures that you need to follow. When you're told to engage with them, you engage with them as a customer, as a client, customer's kind of relationship. So for me, when I saw this information or this issue come out, and First Choice came out to defend themselves and say what really happened, and perhaps they're also promising that yes, it might have not happened the way people expected because of 1, 2, 3 challenges here and there. But at the same time, again, yes, they are promising that these things will be sorted out, and every other person that is involved in the process, of course, at the end of the day, will get their right. Which, of course, that puts us into perspective that do we really, yes, let's appreciate them to this point. Let's agree with them because that is what they've said. They've come out clear and say yes. It may not have been a scandal, but it could have been challenges here and there. But again, there are other people who are affected and they are saying they were taken aback. They were taken into cycles. They were not given the right information. And those who are given some visas or some documents, the documents were fake. I would even saw someone who came live on the TV and said, I was given a check that which never went through. It bounced. That tells you again, there should be something. But again, the First Choice came out and said, no, guys, we agree there were some challenges here and there, but again, we are sorting it out. Yesterday, we saw some of them. They are doing prayers. Some of them are on the way. They are saying they're traveling tomorrow. I saw them having some, aeroplane tickets. I think Ethiopian Airlines, to be very precise, which, of course, we would see some progress. But again, as you said, when you're dealing with such kind of cases and you want to engage, and I say this is customer-client relation, you're going there knowing that this person is in business. And when they are trying to connect you to where you want to go overseas for better services, or you want to get employment, or you want to go for your studies, further studies across, you know this is a person who has offered himself. This is some business he's doing. The only thing he's doing is helping you through the process for you to secure that opportunity across abroad or across the country. Then you need also to be very keen yourself that you're dealing with someone who is in business. And when this someone who is in business is dealing with you, then you should also do your background check. Are they really allowed to do this business? Do they have the right structures to do this business? Are they legitimate? Do they have legitimate permit to work on this? So that at the end of the day, if you're taken aback or such kind of challenges come into play, then there are some things that can help you. When you go to the judicial process, at least there are things that can protect you as a customer to these people. That you've followed the due process. If you're paying your money, you pay your money through a legit bank account to a legit bank account using legit documentary, and you have your receipts with you. So that at the end of the day, when such a challenge happens, then you are able to perhaps have a way to protect yourself so that we cannot run around. Perhaps at the end of the day, you try to taint somebody's business, yet perhaps the challenges they are posing and they are putting across are legit challenges, which of course, when they promise to settle, then they can settle at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, again, these business people, they also need not to come into play if they know they are not having that accountable way, transparent way, and upholding the integral thing, that is having integrity amongst themselves, that yes, I'm going into a business, I do a legit business that supports our people. Of course, we say they are coming into play to fill the gap. Perhaps there is unemployment in our country, there are no structures that support perhaps students who want to get maybe education abroad or employment abroad, but they are filling that gap on behalf of the government. Sometimes, which I know, the government cannot do everything for us. Yes, they are state, they are supposed to provide such services, but again, if you fill the gap again, you need to have the proper structures and also do it in an accountable, in a transparent way. You asked about leadership training. Our Constitution, chapter 6, talks about leadership and integrity. You talked about, and when you talk about leadership, and Article 10 of the same Constitution talks about the tenets of these things: public participation, accountability, transparency, good governance, all those. which we cannot run away with. If our structures within the constitution says we need to have to uphold the transparency, accountability, good governance. When you're going into business again, these are some of the things that need to put you as a leader into play. If you don't have integrity, if you are not having the tenets as entrenched within the constitution, then it begs the question that, are you legit? Are you really a leader that we're going to bang on and say, yes, you are a leader of integrity? And integrity for me means you're doing the right thing, whether you're in the dark or you're in the light. Every other time you're doing the right thing. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Quite a powerful opening statement there from Abraham Smissoy. Abraham Smissoy is a governance expert and also a resident of Uasin Gishu County. Of course, this is the State of the Nation focus on Uasin Gishu County. We had expected to have a bigger panel, but then as things played out, then we only have Abraham Smissoy on set. Nonetheless, we are going to have that conversation with you. And we asked the question. This is a question I asked, and it caused some agitation. Some people supporting it, some not supporting it. Is it a coincidence that we have two scandals in Uasin Gishu County at the moment? Or does it say something about our integrity? Does it say something about our sense of responsibility and love for each other? That is a question I'll also ask you in the comment section. Of course, if you're already joining us, I asked the question, is it a coincidence that we have two major scandals in Uasin Gishu County? Or does it say something about our integrity? If you're already on the comment section, of course, click the like button and also remember to give in your views. And I'll just also shoot the same question to Bwana Abraham Smissoy. Do you think it is a coincidence that we are having we are actually the talk of the country when it comes to matter scandals? Of course, this is also the home of the president. Is it a coincidence, or it says something about the people we are?
When I looked at the provoking topic you shared, is it con or coincidence? Then I wouldn't want to dwell on those ones, but let me say it's unfortunate that these two Sagas, or these two sort of, allow us to call Saga for now, because the information you're getting is still patchy. It's not complete information, because one group is saying the other, and the other group is also saying the contrary. So I wouldn't say it's a con or a coincidence, but let's say these things, but we thank God they are out here. Because had it not been out here, people would not be could not know what really happened. And thank God for those people who brought it out. For me, I will always say communication is complete when there is feedback. So when these people came out and claimed that there's been a scandal that has looked into parents losing millions of money, and I would pity those parents, and also really, I'm praying for them, because they had to sell their hard-earned assets. Some of them land, some of them were selling one of them was saying they sold the motorbike. That was the only motorbike he had. So those are the kind of things that we are really running away. We are trying to see that why is it happening at this time? I expected a very legit government, like now our Uasin Gishu government, county government. If these things, if they had a lot of mamas around this, they would have stepped in. And I thank God the governor stepped in and issued a statement and said there was even a team that were instituted to follow through to get into the root of this matter. And the other thing is, a number of officials have already been suspended from their roles they're engaging in. And that is a good thing. But my big question again, Kalia, is let this not be PR, a public relations sort of gimmick, but let it be something that we will see results at the end of the day, because people are crying. And when these people are crying, that means no one will come out and cry if they are not hurt in any way. So if people are coming out and saying, yes, we've been duped, we are facing this, and the county promised the ABCD, or even this institution promised the ABCD, so that means there should be something, underlying issue that perhaps we don't know yet what exactly it is. So if the county government has all together have come out to say we want to follow this thing to the logical conclusion, then I would really expect that let them follow to the logical conclusion, including also the first choice. let's not leave it. It's a private entity, yes. They're doing business, yes. But again, it paints us in the bad light if we don't follow the issue to the logical conclusion again. But I know the governors the other day mentioned that the EACC have come into play. They've come into the picture. They're the ones who are doing the investigations. But the big question is, what's the mandate of EACC? I think EACC they are doing with corruption-related issues, ethics and corruption, anti-corruption related kind of things. But this is a case where the county government itself is involved.
Okay, and this brings me to my next question, because this is a country where we've had so many other scandals, even of national importance. We've had scandals that touched on maize before. We've had scandals that touched on government property before. And we've had all these commissions coming in. And from where you sit, I told you the fact that the reason why we have you on the bench is because we've seen you around for some time. Do you feel that so far, how we've handled this issue, the media, let's talk about the county, let's talk about the residents, do you feel that we are headed the right direction?
Yes. Now that we are also involving the legit government institutions, like now the EACC, then to me, that is the first step that would have been done even before the county government coming into play and telling us, yes, we had instituted a committee to follow through. I would expect that now we have this team following through the case, this issue, ESCC coming into play, and I hope also DCI need to be involved because it's sort of a criminal issue in nature, because if you dupe parents, at the end of the day, they pay their resources. But the other thing is, yes, I'm looking at it as we are going in the right direction. Yes, we are going the right direction. But again, let's not go the right direction at the end of the day to be a PR issue, that the way I said. Let's not engage the ESCC. The ESCC does its investigations, and then it's only one way of silencing the masses who have come out to cry. Let it be something that can be followed to the logical end. At the end of the day, when the report comes, let's not allow to gather thirst. If there are people who've been, they are victims and they've found culpable of doing these things, why can't they return the resources of these people? So that the children who are in Finland already and are facing being told they are going to get shot out the door from the rented houses they have. So I would really want these guys to do their thing. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And I continue to ask the question, is it a matter of integrity? Does it say something about us? And of course, going to the comment section, I can see Abu Meli saying, keep up the good work. I can see Aziz Dancer saying, great work. I can see, who else here? So many comments coming in. I've seen somebody called Aska Kogan saying good morning. Saying Sharon Cheruta saying following from Nandi County. We have Terry saying good morning, following from KK. Of course, Ambassador Alfred saying he's following all the way from Perth, Australia. And all I'm asking ourselves today is, first of all, what you need to know. This is what you need to know. You need to know that we have two big, I would say, scandals or scams within Uasin Gishu County. As yet, we don't have much information about it. Another thing you need to know is that the first one, that is the issue that touches on first choice recruitment, has already gone to the County Assembly of Uasin Gishu County, and there have been recommendations that were given out. One of the recommendations that were given out is that the county should actually revoke the operating license for first choice consultancy. And the next question I'll be asking, of course, is we saw them yesterday having a celebration, clearly showing that they are still in business. And that also still begs the question, then do we have people who are being protected by some people somewhere within this particular conversation? As we continue, I would also want to remind you that we are coming live from Dawi Afrique Photography. Remember that Dawi Afrique Photography is situated in Eldoret at a place called Zion Mall. So the next time you need anything that goes into production, be it photo or video production, then consider working with Dawi Afrique Photography. As we continue, of course, waiting for my panelist. I don't know what has happened. My producer should be able to tell me something. As we continue, then we can actually have this conversation in the comment section about whether to continue, whether to... okay. Yeah, actually, I I'll have to wait for my panelists. I don't know what exactly has happened. I've just seen him walk out of studio, so we really have to wait for him. But then as he continue, let's continue having this particular conversation. It's yeah. Okay. Maybe we can chew a small break. Thank you. Take us into a break because.
Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going. Good morning, everybody. Wakey, wakey. It's time for Morning Glory. My name is MC Kalia, and I'll be your captain for the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let's have this conversation going.